Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
Hi, audience. This is Firefly, and I just wanted to say this is the only other episode, the Dodger one, where um, Butterfly went down to Dodger Stadium. I mean, the Roman Coliseum. That one and this episode both have a little bit of a cracking sound. So if that's going to bum you out, you might want to skip this one too. But if you didn't mind it, this is an awesome episode about self-driving cars, and it's hilarious, and you should check it out. But if the cracking sound bugs you, just know that it is there. Sorry. Hope you listen still. All the best. What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Well, we have another episode that we're going to do, and I'm really excited.
I know. I
This
think
one,
we're going to drive down a
we're
rabbit
gonna
hole.
drive down this one. This one's gonna self-drive us. So, anyways, so what happened was, dude, I've had kind of like a weird sneak bit kind of. Um, I've had to have two cars' windshields replaced in like 3 weeks.
What? That's
It's
weird.
weird. So like,
Maybe they're doing your
yeah,
car.
give me like
Like shooting
conspiracy.
rocks out
I
at you.
have a conspiracy theory. And Fauci's gonna get mad. He's gonna be like, if we keep letting these conspiracy theories talk.
It's the end of civilization.
No. What did he say? He goes, you can kiss civilization. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
So anyway, I was driving by the golf course the other day, and some dude's errant shot hit my windshield and broke the window.
With a golf ball?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I bet that happens a lot.
Well,
Actually,
dude,
I
I
bet it.
mean, I looked at like where he was,
Mhm.
and I know that some people suck at golf,
Yeah.
but dude, it was such an
That could have
errant
been me
shot.
doing that.
I mean, dude, it was like he had to be kind of powerful
Mhm.
and errant. So he like
Oh, right.
like the where he hit me means that he was like 75 yards off target.
Oh, geez.
Like, how
You
do
know
you
what?
even miss out that bad?
That's kind of like what happens to me at mini golf, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like hit it so hard it goes into the next, like
Maybe
the next area,
maybe that's what
the
happened.
other course.
So that was kind of a fluke. And then, okay, so we had to go get the windshield fixed for that car, and we got it at Safe Light.
Yeah,
You ever heard of that?
I see them on TV all the time.
Yeah. So Safe
Safe
Light,
Light.
it's like the Amazon
It,
of
it,
windshield
it's
repair.
kind of a weird name for a windshield repair company.
Yeah.
It sounds like they'd be doing lighting or something.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
get it. The Safe Light. And so,
There
um,
might be a conspiracy behind that.
exactly.
We need to like dig down into the safe light rabbit hole.
It's probably owned by BlackRock.
I'm sure.
Because I was talking with I was talking with the dude who installed my windshield yesterday,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
kind
was
of amazing. They just come out and like put a new windshield in,
yeah
right? That's
in your
crazy.
house, which is cool.
Yeah.
Safe Light doesn't do that. You have to go to their location.
Oh,
Whereas this dude, he's a small company in the area
okay.
that gets used by my insurance company. So we have State Farm Insurance.
Mhm.
So our insurance agent is cool. She likes to support local businesses rather than Safe Light, which is like Amazon,
That's nice.
because they're like a worldwide corporation. So she always looks for the alternative. So when they're available, she uses the small business in the area.
Okay. I
So I'm
like that.
talking, yeah. So I'm talking with the guy, and I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, you guys come to the house and do that so much better than Safe Light. And because I went to Safe Light, and dude, check this out. So I show up. Have you ever had this happen to you?
Yes, I have.
So I walk
Well, I mean, I
in.
don't know what you're gonna say.
You probably have.
I,
You probably have. So I walk in. I walk into the establishment, and the girl at the front desk is on the phone and clearly scrolling social media. Can you tell when somebody's scrolling social media?
yeah, totally.
So she sits there and she doesn't acknowledge me for like, I'm not joking, like 5 minutes.
Wow.
So I stand there in front of her
Well, she's
five
like
minutes while
checking
she
her
scrolls.
Instagram.
And then finally, like kind of disgusted that she has to do it,
She
she
has to actually do her
she
job.
hangs up and she looks at me and she goes, "Can I help you?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm here to get my windshield fixed." Why the hell would I be here? It's Safe Light. What else do you guys do? I'd like to order fries and a Big Mac. No, I want my windshield fixed. And then it ended up taking like 6 hours
Whoa,
while I stood there.
that's terrible.
It was horrible customer service.
Wow.
It was a horrible customer experience. So that was Safe Light. So this dude shows up and I'm telling him, like, dude, you guys are way better. You show up at the house and he was prompt.
Yeah.
So I was stoked. So I'm talking with him and he starts telling me that Safe Light, like he makes $40 an hour from his small business here,
Hmm.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
$40 an hour, as long as you go
It's okay.
and he can take on all the jobs he wants, so he can make pretty good living,
You can't even buy a meal at Dodger Stadium for that, but
Yeah, you gotta work a lot of hours, you're gonna go down again. So, anyways, but he's like, so no, but he's saying $40 an hour and he's proud of his $40 an hour.
yeah, good.
He's stoked on it because Safe Light They pay 20 bucks an hour.
What?
Yeah,
God, I think you could work at McDonald's for more than that now.
exactly.
Wow.
So Safe Flight will have the guy who flips your burgers go and put your windshield in, which is a little disconcerting. So, anyways, um, so I'm talking with him, and of course, I start talking about conspiracy theories.
Oh, wow.
so,
Surprise, surprise.
so I'm talking with him, and I'm like, dude, some of these cars drive themselves. I was like, telling him about. Do you remember like a few years ago up in Silicon Valley at Google headquarters, they were toying around with self-driving cars, and one of them ran over a lady.
Oh,
Did you hear about this?
God. I don't know if I did or not. It
So,
vaguely sounds familiar.
so all the geeks in Silicon Valley are so impressed with their ability to create a self-driving car, and the self-driving car malfunctions and runs over a pedestrian and kills her. And they kind of swept under the carpet.
That's interesting.
So I brought it up to the dude, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "The cars these days definitely do that." He goes,
They're running people over.
he said, when I'm in my Tesla, sometimes I'll feel the Tesla all of a sudden take over control, and I'm not driving anymore, and it'll steer me away that I didn't take." And he said also he's been in another newer Nissan where it slammed on the brakes when he didn't even apply the brakes. It just decided he needed to brake, and it was really abrupt. It would have injured somebody.
Mm,
So we started kind of talking about that, and I was thinking, that's a slippery slope.
it's a slippery slope for sure.
If you're allowing automakers to include technology that commandeers your vehicle,
Hmm.
that is a slippery slope because you could get Anne Hesh in the middle of nowhere.
Totally. Well, I think there's more to it than just for safety. You know how they introduce all of these new policies and rules and inventions and things supposedly for our safety?
Of
I
course,
think, and that's how they get people to go along with it.
Palantir protects you. They might have to kill you to protect you.
Yeah, they get people to go along with it because most people are like, "Oh, it's going to be safer." But I think there's more to it. I think they want. I think there's multiple reasons, but I think they want to be able to control our cars. And
Mm.
so I had a car that was kind of doing this kind of stuff recently. It was like kind of a hand-me-down car. I forgot what it. I think it was like a Ford Edge. It was like a little small
What
SUV.
year was it?
It was like I think 2019.
Okay.
So it was fairly recent.
My understanding is if you go back to 2008, that's when all cars didn't have any of this technology in it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's almost like you got to get
You got to
yourself a
get,
57 Chevy and fix it up.
yeah. But I remember driving this car. I didn't keep it for very long because I just didn't like it. I would be driving down the road, and you know the road up kind of on the hill that kind of curves a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
So there's like some gentle curves in that road. It would literally be like I felt like I was battling the car to like keep it
Really?
in the lane that I wanted to be. Like if I didn't like turn when it wanted to turn, I would have to be like grabbing the steering wheel and like fighting it to make it go.
You're wrestling control from
I'm
your own vehicle.
wrestling control for my own vehicle. Yeah, it was gnarly. And
See?
and I just did not like that at
No,
all, you know.
it's not
And
good.
I think there was a function where maybe I could have turned that off as like lane assist or something, but like you have to keep doing it every time. And then it also had that weird function that it would stop and start at every pause. Like if you stopped at a stop sign, the engine would turn off. And I don't
So
like
that's like, it's energy efficient.
they say it's energy efficient. And now, so I have a different car now. I have a new car um, that I just went to go get service. And the guy there told me that all the cars are being made like that now. And it's the government wants that. And I
Of
said,
course.
I don't want the government to tell me what I should have in my car. Like it seems more
Who
inefficient.
is the government?
Right.
That's the Culture Club.
Yeah. And it seems inefficient and it seems like it'd be harder on the engine to keep starting and stopping all the time. You know what I mean? I don't understand how that could be good for the engine.
Conditioning.
Yeah.
They're conditioning us.
Yeah.
Maybe they're conditioning us to believe that, excuse me, you drive at our discretion.
Yeah, and you drive at our speed, maybe. Maybe they're
Mhm.
going to make them so they only drive a certain speed.
How about you can't go into like rich areas? Like your car
Yeah.
doesn't go in. No, I'm sorry, you don't have the financial wherewithal to enter this area.
Well, I totally think they're going to be controlling where we can go. I mean, we know they're trying to drive us into 15-minute cities. They're trying to get us into 15-minute cities, and they're going to probably put limitations on like where you can go and how far. In fact, I think this has already been implemented in the UK. I think they're not allowed to go like too far out of their like neighborhood. I don't know. I heard something about that recently. we'll get fact
Well,
checked, I'm sure.
remember, what was her name? Lucerne, the president down in New Zealand,
Lucinda,
Ardern or
Lucinda,
whatever. She was like full on like going, if you would, don't go watch the sunset outside. Just stay in your home.
they
Yeah.
just want us caged like animals. We're already on this cage that we don't know where we are, but they want us in smaller cages inside the cage. But I think
I think that's part of it. They
yeah,
want you to get conditioned to like, no, 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 no. You
you
don't
stay here.
go and get in your 15-minute city and go eat at the Cheesecake Factory that you walk to
Yeah,
that's attached to your 15-minute city.
right.
Don't be
So
having a car and cruising around.
no, they don't want us to have cars, and they're going to try to make it less enjoyable. But I think with all of these electric cars and self-driving cars, I think what the goal is to control us and to keep us in a certain designated area. Like
Yeah.
they can just control these cars and make it so that they just won't drive. Like maybe they'll just turn off at a certain point. Like we won't be able to even drive past our 15-minute city.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
that's what I'm saying. So that's why this is disconcerting to me
Hmm.
because we know that the Culture Club is trying to corral us into 15-minute cities and exterminate us.
Hmm.
So it's disconcerting if they can take over your car.
It's totally disconcerting.
Because what they can start to do is, I think that's what's going on with Palantir right now. It's like we're building profiles on everybody, and everyone's going to get a score. And if your score is this, then you don't get to drive your car.
Exactly. I mean, I think this is all related to the CBDCs too, the central bank digital currency,
Yeah, it's all tied in.
because what they can do with that is control your money. So, they can actually program that money and they could make that so that maybe your money doesn't work in a certain area. So even if you are able to, like, say you have an older car and you're able to drive outside of your designated area that you're not supposed to leave, what they can do with the digital currency is just make it so that, yeah, you got to that place, but now you can't buy gas to get home, or
Oh my
you
God,
can't buy food.
epiphany.
What?
So then you go to a little convenience store, and the convenience store clerk goes, excuse me, Butterfly, you are not in your zone that you're supposed to be in right now.
Right.
You have left the zone. You're basically truant from where you're supposed to be. I
Yeah.
cannot sell you this Twinkie.
Yeah.
You cannot have your big
Yeah, like something will pop up when you try to use
Yeah.
even if you try to use your digital
Like the
currency.
checker gets like an alert and it
Mhm.
says, this person
You're
is
out of
not where they're supposed to be.
Right. Back to your cage.
You go back to where you're supposed to be.
Mhm.
That's what the cars don't see. The cars, you can go where you want to go.
Yeah.
And America's big. You can drive around New Mexico and there's like nothing.
Yeah.
They don't like that.
No.
They're like, no, 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 no. You are not going to be able to go there because you're going to, once you leave your designated area where you're supposed to be, we're just going to turn your car off.
Right.
And we're going to turn off your money.
Mhm.
See?
This is what can happen.
But let's go to the Dodger game and just have some hot dogs and chill out because,
Okay.
but wait, this is getting implemented. And it's like, well, I'm at the Dodger game. So leave me alone.
Right. So speaking of which, we talked about this in our last episode, but I was in LA a few nights ago and I saw one of these self-driving cars. It was
Like a
crazy.
Waymo.
Waymo, yeah. It was like an Uber picking people up and there was no driver.
Yeah.
Like, would you get in one of those?
No.
And you know what?
I don't think
It
so.
kind of cut us off. Like it pulled out right in front of us. Like it was aggressive. It was driving aggressively in LA, like most people do. The self-driving car was driving that way. And and then it just like pulled over real quickly, picked up these people, and they got in. I mean, it was freaky. This car had no driver.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool because you're kind of wondering, like,
What if it takes you somewhere you don't want to go?
or what if
You
this
know?
program just run people over and they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, sorry."
So see, and
Yeah.
nobody's responsible now because there wasn't
They're
anyone.
probably indemnified.
Nobody's behind the wheel. Literally.
Dude, and you know what? There's probably some stuff because remember
Yeah.
how
Oh,
for the Pokies, all of the big shawarma were indemnified.
yeah. I just had like an epiphany.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What if like when you get one of these Waymo, is that what they're called, Waymos? What if you like you order one or whatever, like an Uber,
You gotta sign a waiver.
and you have to sign a waiver? Like when you agree to the ride, you're signing a waiver saying like, oh, if this Waymo runs anybody over, you're responsible.
You're responsible.
I could see that
Totally.
happening. Yeah, totally.
So maybe it's your job to kind of keep your eyes on the wheel, and then I don't know.
Do you have like an emergency brake?
Can I take over if I have it? Like we're gonna hit that guy. No, I don't know. But it's
What if, oh my gosh, what if you're like in the back seat and you're being driven by this car and you see it about to run somebody over? It's about to run over like a kid or something,
Yeah.
and you have no control and you have to sit there and watch it.
you just watch it horror,
What a horrific experience.
and then you can't
Oh
sue
my
the company.
God.
You just get trauma.
And you're gonna have like PTSD for the rest of your life because you experienced this. And
Or what if then like people blame you and they're like, "Well, you nailed it.
you were in the back seat.
You were using it. That kid's death is on you. That's your blood. It's on your hands."
Oh my God.
You
There's
know,
so many
it's a
things.
slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope.
So I've always thought Anne Heche's death was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So like,
Let's talk about that.
remember how Anne Heche's death was like caught on a ring cam?
Mhm.
Like so.
How convenient.
That's weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything.
I think we need to do an episode on ring cams.
Ring cams,
I have
sounds great.
I have a whole rabbit hole we could go
Well,
down.
like here's something that's kind of suspicious about that. You bring up a good point. So the whole thing with
She's like driving by at 90 miles an hour and
Yeah,
the ring cam
but wait a
sees
second.
it.
But wait a second. So the person who has the ring cam, they just happen to go and check it out and monitor it,
Yeah.
and then they happen to notice, hey, that looks like Anne Hesh.
Yeah.
You can't really
Speeding by my front
90
door.
miles an hour.
By my front door.
So that doesn't make sense. So you're going to just happen to go look at your ring cam footage for the day through 8 hours of footage. Then you're going to go, hey, that car went by fast. And that looks like Anne Hesh. I don't think so.
I don't know. Sounds like a lot of their stories that they just happen to have the right bit of video that they want, but the other stuff that they need isn't there.
So they did. So the reason that we saw that little footage of Anne Hesh is because what I'm starting to realize is if you see something on the internet, it's because they're showing it to you.
Yeah.
They're showing it to you for a reason.
Mhm.
Maybe what they're showing you with Anne Hesh is don't get out of line.
Don't get out of line.
Because we'll take over your car and run it into it, and you'll have a gnarly death.
Yeah.
Maybe they did that with that Fast and Furious guy.
They totally did something with him. They did something to his car to
So
make it
he
crash.
went like, because that guy's like in movies for how good of a driver he is,
Yeah,
and he's going to
which,
crash into a tree.
I mean, he could be just acting in those movies and maybe not really driving. You
No,
know what I
but
mean?
still, crashing into a tree, like I've been
Yeah.
operating a motorized vehicle now for some 35 years. I've managed to not be able to do that. You know?
Yeah.
You have to be doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Completely
No,
dumb
he
to
was-
die. doing that.
That was Paul Walker, right?
I think that was his name.
He was definitely something happened with him. He was unalived.
You had a passionate flirt with him. I could tell. You thought he was hot.
He was cute. But
But you know
anyway,
what?
Anne Hesh.
He and Anne Hesh,
Mhm.
I think they are.
That was super weird. And I think
Oh, what about
her car got taken over.
what was the other one you brought up? Princess Di?
Princess Di. That was long, like how many years?
80 something?
Was that the 80s?
Well, there's a lot
No,
of
I think it was in the
suspicion,
90s.
like
Something-
the car kind of lost control, and she
Yeah.
just got,
I
like
think-
run into another car.
I think they've had this ability for a long time, and
This is far-fetched, but it kind of pertains to 9/11 in my mind too.
okay.
Because I think 9/11 was airplanes that took over remote control.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what happened on 9/11.
Or holograms.
Well, some people think it's hologram, which I could be, but I was thinking, no, what quite happened is the Culture Club
Mhm.
figured out how to remote control commandeer airplanes and crash them into buildings.
Yeah.
And they said, this is cool. And then we'll blame some third world barbarians. And
Right.
we'll use that as justification to go take over the poppy fields in Afghanistan.
And then just to prove that those third world barbarians were there, we'll show everybody the passports.
It just happened to flutter
Happened
down.
to float down amidst all the debris and
We
fire.
found-
We found these passports just perfectly intact, like 3 blocks away.
Those 3 blocks
And we
away.
knew that even though they were 3 blocks away, we knew that those were the people that actually did the deed.
Exactly. That
It's like,
Okay.
who believes that?
So, like, while he was crashing in the plane, it came out of his pocket, floated up in the air, didn't get damaged, and just went 3 blocks away.
And also, what I find interesting is that these criminals that were going to blow up these towers and they were flying planes and hijacking them had their own passports on them. Like,
That's right.
what a good citizen, right?
That's
To keep
right.
your own personal passport on you while you're doing this crime.
You know what? I don't want to
I
get too
mean,
much into
there's
9/11
There's
because
so many.
we'll have to do an episode on
I
it.
think we're going to have to do that.
Because
Because
9/11 has all kinds of weird stuff. But
we're getting
I think the remote control taking over of planes and trains and automobiles might. Oh, trains.
It's been going on a long time.
Well, remember the one
all the
in
train
Palestine
crashes. Yeah.
and that chemical? What
Yeah,
if that
those
was?
were weird too.
What if that was like commandeered and the guy like didn't have control? Now the train went like 100 miles an hour through a turn.
Didn't they say that they lost control?
Yeah,
So you're right. I think
because didn't they like doing that? They like poisoned a bunch of people.
yeah, and you know how they like to do cities?
Yeah.
I think sometimes they just go, okay, we need a train crash. We're going to do a train crash. this
Maybe
weekend."
there's something in that Palestine area where they wanted to commandeer people's homes. So they just said, we're just going to have a big chemical spill and you're going to have to leave. And then now for pennies on a dollar, we just buy up your property.
Exactly.
I think so. This might be kind of a part of a larger conspiracy.
I think it is. I mean, there's so many pieces to this puzzle,
The Anne Hesh thing is kind of like, it looks like Anne Hesh might have done kind of a Charlie Kirk, where she sold her soul to be a big somebody, but then she was like, oh, but I'm being asked to do something really evil. I don't know if I want to be that evil.
Yeah.
I want to try to
You
be
know-
good. And they go, we're going
know
to have your car go crash into something.
So I know you keep bringing up like how all these people sold their soul to be big somebodies, and I do think that that's true, but I kind of think that some of the people possibly might have sold their souls in effect without like really consciously knowing that they did so. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think maybe they make an agreement with a company or whatever it is, which is really backed by Satan. But they maybe at the time that they make this deal or agreement, maybe they don't really know like how evil it is and what they're actually
Mhm.
getting into. Because you know how, like, when you sign a contract, some people don't really read the fine print. I remember when I was a kid, my dad taught me. He said, whenever you sign something, you read it in its entirety. You have to read everything to know what you're signing, which I think is a really good rule to have because I think sometimes, we just assume like it's okay and we sign it. You know what I mean? And so possibly what I'm wondering is some of these people, maybe they do sign away their soul, but maybe they don't realize the gravity of what they're signing. You know,
Duped.
they're duped. Maybe they agree,
Maybe.
but they don't know. Because I do think some of the people,
Charlie Kirk doesn't seem like he got duped. Charlie Kirk seems like he was like, dude, I want to be an influencer so bad. And Satan just went, good, good, good. Well, you want to sell your soul? And he's like, yeah, totally. I'll sell my soul.
but then he changed his mind.
But then, well,
I think,
I think Charlie Kirk was on script all the way, and they shot him and said, don't speak bad about that country. But what could have happened is maybe Anne Hesh and him both said, I don't want to be aligned
I
with
don't
these
want to
evil.
do
I'm
it.
going to try to get out of it. And then they got killed.
I think people start learning new things just like we did, and they change their mind. Like I listen to Candace Owens a lot, and I don't know. She to me seems legit. Like
I know.
I think she
I think
legitimately.
you're cool.
I might be drinking her Kool-Aid, but she
Why would
talked
she be foisted on people?
well because she started out at PragerU, which is totally like
Culty.
culty. But she talks about that and says that she didn't realize that at the time, like she was young and
Maybe that's her script.
maybe it is her. It could be. I mean, we never know. But I do feel like I think
Maybe she's going to get out alive pretty soon.
she might. I feel like some people
Because she came out and said that
change.
stuff about that country from 1948.
She's talking about it a lot. And I think that some people do wake up and they start realizing different things just like we did and they change. And I mean, possibly even Tucker Carlson. I don't know. I have my doubts about him, but
I think he's controlled.
yeah, but I think some people do change. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you're right. I think maybe, but then I'm also a bad person and I kind of think the worst of people. And
Yeah.
then what I do, this is my default behavior. I think the worst of people and then let them pleasantly surprise me.
So guilty until proven innocent.
That's my yeah, but that's just me. So
know.
I think that Anne Hesh and um Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens have all sold their souls.
Mhm.
And I think that they're all the kind of people who will do anything for fame and money and will say anything and stand for nothing. And their role is to come out and to play controlled opposition.
Mhm.
Anne Hesh, not so much, but I think Candace and Charlie Kirk, their role, they're playing a script. And it's O'Brien from 1984
Mhm.
telling Winston, I know what you're saying. I agree. 2 + 2 = 4, but I'm going to torture you until you say 2 + 2 = 5.
Mhm.
So I believe that. But what I think might happen is people get killed because the Culture Club decides to kill them, but they weren't aware of it.
Mhm.
That's what probably happened to Charlie Kirk and Anne
They
Hesh.
get double crossed.
Mhm. Anne Hesh might have, because I heard something about she was trying to expose child sex trafficking rings.
Yeah.
That's what people say.
Mhm.
So when I watch her in movies, I really like that one movie where she was with Harrison Ford.
Mhm.
That was a fun movie. And
That was cool.
she had kind of a fun personality. I liked Anne
Was that
Hesh.
when she was a lesbian and she was dating Ellen DeGeneres? Or maybe that's what
Was that the plot of that movie?
No, that wasn't the plot. That was like her real life, but maybe that's what like got her back into heterosexual relationship. She started with Harrison Ford.
Epiphany. So maybe, she was like, so maybe Anne Hesh's story is this. Like, she went to college and she was like a normal 18-year-old girl, but then she went to college and was like, lesbian.
Mhm.
I'm going to go be a lesbian now. And she went and hung out with Ellen DeGeneres.
Or maybe she just decided that being a lesbian with Ellen DeGeneres was going to further her career.
Well, that's right.
You know
So
what I
she
mean?
said, you know what? And so the Culture Club went, oh, you're a lesbian? Good, good. Because Satan likes it. If you say you're a lesbian, you're already you
Mhm.
get into the Culture Club. But what if she like fell in love with a man? What if that's what happened to Anne Hesh? She fell in love with a
And
man.
that went against her agreement.
And now she was like, you know what? I don't want to be a lesbian
Ellen
anymore.
DeGeneres kicked her out.
And Ellen DeGeneres, oh my God.
Ellen DeGeneres.
She's powerful.
Yeah.
She's in her sanctum.
And she's had a lot of people around her become unalived.
See?
Mhm.
And she looks like that too. She kind of has a mean face.
Mhm.
She's kind of like funny and nice, but then she can be like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably what happened. She might be like one of Satan's like henchmen, hench lesbians.
Yeah.
She's a hench lesbian. So anyways,
Get off on this. We're talking about self-driving cars.
well, because Anne Hesh clearly
She was
something happened.
yeah.
Nobody drives 90 miles an hour down a neighborhood like that.
No.
You don't do that.
And then end up crashing and being put on a gurney and then remember that video where she's like under the covers and then the paramedic she sat up and the paramedic shoves her back down and puts the cover
Oh my God. Which makes me think maybe she's in Antarctica.
I mean,
maybe that was all fake there.
like how does that happen?
No, it doesn't.
Paramedic's gonna shove the person.
No.
No, you're dead.
Everything is so bizarre, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, everything I see on the internet, everything I see on TV, I'm just questioning everything now. It
totally.
all seems fake. But if your car starts to take over, then
There's a problem with that.
what if your car doesn't start at Dodger Stadium?
I know you're stuck there in the ghetto.
What if like the Culture Club? Oh, so this is an interesting conspiracy theory. So what if the Culture Club now has built a Palantir profile on you and given you a very bad score? So now Palantir says, "I'm sorry, but they said they were sorry, but you've been found to be unreliable." So now you got to get Silent Green. So now you go to the Dodger game and you're by yourself. So you just go to the Dodger game by yourself. That's how
That's kind of
your life
sad.
is. So you go to the Dodger game by yourself.
You're wearing the other team's
Yeah,
colors.
they know that you're a Giants fan. So you're over there with your Giants jersey on, and they just have your car not start when the game lets out at like 9:30 p.m.
Right.
And so
You're
you're just
stuck.
stranded in Dodger Stadium parking lot at 9:30.
Or what if like you want to go to the Dodger game and your car is like refusing to drive you there?
Oh my God! What if what if your car takes over and you're not in control, and then drives you into like a really bad neighborhood and just stops?
Yeah. This is where you're
And then
going.
just opens all the car doors open
You can't shut up.
and starts playing like real offensive rap music, like really loud. Your car just like murders you through
Yeah.
the hood. That would be gnarly. Ooh, I
Ooh.
like that for a movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's called Killed by the Hood, and it's like kind of like it's like an analogy to the hood of your car, but it's also the hood.
All right.
So I don't know, but
I don't know. I think a self-driving car, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I think we should still have control over our machines.
you know what I can
know
see
what I mean?
happen? Like
What?
now, like over the next 5 years, you start getting in your car, and on the dashboard, like when the dashboard light comes on and all of that computer comes on, at the top it says Palantir.
Brought to you by Palantir. Totally.
It's
Oh
like
my
so when you're like getting a new car, it's like and this car comes furnished with the internal Palantir computer system. You know,
And people will be like, that's great.
you know what was so weird about the dude fixing my windshield wiper? Not my windshield wipers, my windshield yesterday.
What?
He said it cost $1,700 to replace a Tesla windshield.
Oh my gosh.
My windshield was 700, but it's 1,700 for a Tesla. And I was like, why is that? They have cameras built into the windshield.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that before.
And he was
They're
telling
taking
me,
pictures all the time.
yeah, and he was like, well, it's not recording you. It's the car is just recording the road
Yeah,
for
right.
better navigation. And I'm going,
Yeah,
keep
right.
making that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
No, cameras are always recording for the purpose of surveilling people.
Right.
That's what it's going on.
Yeah.
So every Tesla is kind of it's like your phone. It's another
It's
surveillance
totally
device.
watching you. Like, so all the kids that like take their mom and dad's Tesla and want to go parking with their girlfriend, they better be
I was just thinking that, like, what if you think you're getting away from everybody and you're like, oh, like, what if you're having an affair
Ooh.
and you go park your Tesla somewhere
And then
quiet?
like your spouse can like log into it and watch the whole thing.
Oh my God. And then your spouse
Or
will
no,
like, come in
or
and
no,
talk to you.
what if it's like not your spouse, but it's like the Silicon Valley guys and they're like watching.
Oh, it's an Indian guy. It's an Indian guy from Silicon, and he comes in and he goes, Butterfly, we know that you are having an extramarital affair in your Tesla. Now, because we have this data on you, now you
Oh,
will go
you're
along.
losing social credit
You
score.
are losing, but so here, you have a choice. You can just go along with our Culture Club plans, or we are going to tell your husband.
Oh my God, there's so many ways I could go wrong.
Well, we live in 1984 now.
We do.
That was in 1984. Remember, he walks into his house and like the
The
screen
TV's
comes up
talking
watching
to
him.
yeah, the TV's watching him.
Oh, yeah.
It's really scary.
Yeah.
I think, like with all of these modern conveniences, people don't really stop and think about it. Like everybody, like all these people have like the music thing at their house, Alexa, and they like tell it like, oh, play this music, play that. That's listening to you all the time. You know what I
You know what I
mean?
think's gonna start
And the
happening?
cameras at your house.
Yeah,
What?
people who are like running for office or about to become powerful people in any kind of way, shape, or form, suddenly videos are going to surface of them like masturbating at home. Right?
Gross.
And it's like, ooh,
Oh
your
my
laptop
God.
recorded you doing this at home.
That is a good point because so you know how they've got blackmail on everybody, and
Yeah.
that was the whole thing about or behind
Epstein.
the Epstein stuff. Um, I keep thinking like now, I mean, I don't know, probably not because these people are so stupid, but I keep thinking, okay, now that all of this is public knowledge and everybody knows about this, wouldn't these politicians be a little smarter now and not fall for this stuff? So you're right, like maybe they'll just start like actually getting video surveillance of these people in their own homes and like getting them, watching them do weird
That's
stuff.
kind of a black pill thing. And we got to talk about the white pill for this episode. But the black pill thing is it's probably impossible to have a position of power these days without being in the Culture Club because the Culture Club can probably just blackmail everybody.
Right.
There's a song called Blackmail the Universe.
Oh,
That's by Megadeth, and it's pretty much that's the case. I mean, if you blackmail everybody, you can control everybody.
right.
And if now your laptop takes pictures of you at home and then or videotapes you at home and you don't know,
Yeah.
and now everybody's done embarrassing stuff at home that would probably make them like ashamed to
But
show their
would
face
they
in
would
public.
they be, yeah, maybe ashamed, but not like illegal. You know what I mean?
Not illegal, but if like you're running for office and like all of a sudden everywhere is video of you like jerking off, that sucks.
That's not very appealing.
That sucks, and it's like, and you're like running on like a platform of like,
Being
move
like,
back to morality.
yeah, you're like a good Christian values, and you're like
Yeah,
a family man, and
you're a pastor, and
yeah,
you're like,
and they're
well,
like, well, look at this guy.
yeah, you're like, well, I'm struggling with myself, but I'm working. And like now you got to answer that. See, back in the 50s, you could do stuff in secret.
Yeah.
You could even have affairs in secret. No way you're gonna get away with it.
No.
Everything's on camera.
Well,
You're on camera right now.
your car is watching you and driving you now. So literally, what wasn't it Larry Fink that said
Larry Fink.
he wants to drive our behavior?
He was meaning it literally.
He's like, it's literal. It's
They're
literally.
gonna get in a self-driving
Yeah,
car.
and
We're gonna drive.
We're gonna drive not only your behavior, but where you're going, and decide where you're gonna go.
And there's people who are gonna be like, you know what? I don't care if they surveil me. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I know. I've heard people say that.
And it's like, whatever.
It's so short-sighted.
Love is love,
Yeah.
and Black Lives Matter, and I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, see, the thing is if you're surveilled constantly, eventually what's going to happen
You will do something wrong.
because what is surveillance? With surveillance, you can't have surveillance without control. That's what surveillance is.
Mhm.
People don't catch that.
No.
If they get their nipple pierced on the way to get tacos.
Right.
Surveillance is control.
Mhm.
So basically, what you're saying when you are turning a blind eye to surveillance coming in, you're basically saying, "I just want to be controlled."
Yeah.
And maybe some people want that. I think
I think some people want
I
that.
want to be told
They
where to
want to be
go
told
and what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I don't either.
I want to drive my car wherever I want.
Yeah.
I want to spend cash, and I want to say things about that country from 1948.
Totally.
You have anything else you want to talk about? This kind of took us on some gnarly rabbit holes. What we notice is when you drive down the rabbit hole, sometimes it connects with other rabbit holes.
It does. I know. We kind of like went down. We drove down a few other rabbit holes on this, but we had no control because we were being driven.
We got self-driven.
We were self-driven in our Waymo.
You know what? It's almost like now when you get in the car, it's like getting on a ride at Disneyland.
I know.
And it's just taking. So basically, you can be a walker because you can just get in your car and just look out the window.
You don't have to even think about it. You don't even have to concentrate on the road.
No.
I guess at some points that might be kind of good. Like what if you
I don't mind that at all. But what I'm saying is the slippery slope of it.
I know. What if you go out to dinner and you have a few drinks? Now is your car going to get you responsibly home? Or like if you crash, will you still be like
what if
getting a
you're drunk,
DUI?
your car drives drunk?
I know. Your car's feeling tipsy. It's your fault.
You're like, my car had just 2 drinks. I think he's all right.
They're like, no.
The car has
It's
to
a
be like
5.08. Your
This car has to do like the drunk test on side of it.
yeah, and it's like weaving it down the lane. It's like you're trying to battle the steering wheel. To
I
keep
mean,
it.
don't get me wrong. I can see how it would be cool because I don't like driving. I get mad. I get road rage. I don't like other drivers. Driving is a chore for me. But what I'm afraid of is I am at odds with the culture club.
Yeah,
They're gonna put governors on where I can go.
and where I have a problem with it too is I think maybe I have a slight little bit of control freak in me. I don't think I want to be like sitting in the back seat while my car is making all the decisions. I'd be like,
No.
get in that lane, turn here. I'd be getting mad at the car. So I think I want to be making those decisions.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Get road rage at another self-driving car?
I know.
And it's like, well, that self-driving car cut me off.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Who cares? Your self-driving car is not mad about it, so get over it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, but I just can't help but feel like this is corralling you into saying, we know that you said bad things, and now you don't get to have this privilege anymore.
Right.
This is a privilege now.
Yeah.
It used to be if you could afford a car, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Now it's not even enough.
It's
to
going to
afford
be
one.
like, let's check your social credit score and see if you're allowed to have a car.
Yeah.
That's where this self-driving car is headed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
Well, that was good.
that was good.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Let's talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.